today's video, we're going to learn and activate future perfect. Future perfect, as you know, is not as common as, for example, present perfect or simple present or past simple. These very common grammar. It's not as common as those. But learning future perfect is necessary for someone who wants to be fluent in English. Why? Because if you want to speak English fluently and confidently, you need to know what grammar you exactly need to be using in some certain situations. And future perfect is one of those grammar that it is used in some particular situations and under some certain situations and circumstances. So you want to be aware of those situations and circumstances so that you use the right grammar as a fluent speaker does. We're going to learn future perfect, the way we can use it in those important situations that you need to be using future perfect and nothing else. So let's go. I made a video and gave a general explanation on every perfect tense. We said for future perfect, we use it when something happens before another time or event in the future. Listen again. Think about the timing that I am trying to explain for you, okay? So future perfect explains the time that something happens before another time or event in the future, okay? This is future. Something is here. Something happens at this time. And future perfect talks about something that happens before something else in the future, okay? Like here. So that is when we use basically and generally, that's where we use future perfect. But let's get through more details and see where exactly we use future perfect and what are the different usages of future perfect. To show and to indicate, to say that some action will be completed before another time, before something else in the future. Before a certain time in the future, something else will be completed, okay? That is when we use future perfect. For example, they will have left before you arrive. They will have left before you arrive. So before you arrive, which is in the future, they will have left. This leaving is completed before the certain thing in the future, which is the time you arrive. By the time you read this, I will have left. By the time you read this, I will have left. So before you read this, I will have left. Some action is completed before some other action in some certain time in the future. So I will have left by the time you read this. You will have saved enough money by the end of the year. By the end of the year, which is a certain time in the future, we will have saved enough money. By the end of the year, which is a certain time in the future, something else is completed. We will have saved enough money. That's when we use future perfect. Midnight, she will have arrived. By midnight, she will have arrived. You're focusing on the fact that this action will be completed before this action, okay? Before some certain time in the future. For example, by midnight, I will have slept. In 2 hours, they will have landed safely. So in 2 hours, which is in the future, in 2 hours, they will have landed safely. This will be completed in the future, and you're saying with confidence that this will happen. I know it's a little bit challenging to understand, to instantly understand where exactly you need to be using future perfect, okay? So it's important to form a lot of sentences when it's a specific usage. It's really important to make a lot of sentences and to get the hang of and to understand how exactly and under what circumstances exactly you need to be using future perfect. By tomorrow morning, the storm will have passed. By tomorrow morning, the storm will have passed. We usually use future perfect to talk about the plans that we have for ourselves or how something will be completed. For example, by the time I turn 20, I will have read this book. By this time next year. It means next year at this time. By this time next year, I will have achieved my goals. Okay, that means that by that time I'm planning. Okay, some kind of like predicting and planning. So by that time that I mentioned, which is in the future, I have completed with paying attention to examples and forming a lot of examples and making a lot of examples. You will get the hang of it and you will understand. And you can also make an example and comment down below. I will happily check it and let you know if you had any mistakes or if you didn't. And thank you so much. If you want structured and consistent lessons like this, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.